Bonjour and welcome to all of you comic book geeks, readers and collectors. And this is the best day of the week. You know why you're here. The top 10 of the week from a week that was about, I don't know, I should have counted them up before I click play and record on the VHS for this video. There was a good 19 or 20 books this week, to be fair. It's good. It's good at the moment. It's the best hobby ever. And I would defy anyone to say that it isn't. I won't say it's the best moment in time for comic book collecting and reading and pushing the medium forward. But I've got to admit, I am enjoying myself every week. And like I've said for a good few weeks now, what I am loving is there is such a diverse range of publishers, subjects, artists, writers, etc. I love it. You've got everything. I've got everything here, from superheroes to slice of life to magic, sci-fi, fantasy, superheroes, horror. Love it. Fantasy, absolutely. I absolutely love it. You can't get better. There is something for everyone at the moment, and I've got to admit that makes me excited. Anyway, what am I going to do? Well, for those of you who aren't familiar with my channel, I am going to do this week's top 10 comics, and I'm going to do a deep dive on my top 5. And that's where the spoilers will be, after my little scroll. After my little tune with my handmade logo, that's where all the spoilers are going to be. So if you haven't picked up your picks and your haul yet, that's where all of the stuff that will spoil it for you is going to be. But before that, I'm going to give you my top 10 of the week. And then right at the end of the video, just a little bit of fun for me. Just, I don't know if it's a little bit I know a few of you have said you do like the cover of the week. I enjoy it because that's when, right at the end of the video, we are going to imagine that we've only got pocket money for one comic and we're running towards the spinner rack or the drugstore shelf or the newsagent shelf, whatever side of the Atlantic you are. And we've only got pocket money for one comic. But what was it that drew us in? What was it about that cover that drew us in? So just a little bit of fun at the end of the video. So before I carry on, thank you if you're one of my subscribers, my sexy subscribers. I know I'm picking up I notice I'm picking up a nice few extras every other day kind of thing, and I think that's down to Threads. And if you're not on Threads, via the comic Threads stuff, get onto it. It's a good community, full of good people that just love comics. So get on over there if you love your comics as well. I always mention that, as you know. Let's get on with it. So my top 5, I have literally got a Marvel, a DC, an Image, a Distillery, and a Titan. So I've got 5. My ultimate top 5 are from 5 different publishers, which I love. Now the first one, and any one of these could have easily been my book of the week. This one, don't get me wrong, is expensive, and Marvel someone at Marvel needs to give their head a wobble, because they are really not just overpricing their this is a little whinge of the week. I haven't really got a whinge of the week, but this is my tiny whinge. This was $7.99, and do you know what? It is 40 odd pages of Esad Ribic's artwork. And I'm going to say it was worth it. I am. I'm going to say it was worth it. Was it $1 too expensive? Yeah, probably. I don't know if it was $2 too expensive, but I didn't think. I am getting a bit jaded with Elseworlds and multiverse storylines and crossovers and etc. But I'm so glad I picked this up, and it was only Esad Ribic's artwork that made me finally pick that up. But yeah, maybe $1 or so too expensive, but I thoroughly enjoyed that. Now, you're going to enjoy having a look at that and what the aliens do to the Avengers. Before Aliens, we had Escape from New York. And if you have been reading Grommets so far, this is set in the mid to late 80s, and this is an absolute joy. It is a light-hearted romp through our adolescence. And I know it's set in America, and it's part of the skateboarding culture in California, but this speaks to, and I would say it probably speaks to the boys in the audience more than the girls. But that's why it's resonating with me so much, because Rick Remender has really, he's really cottoned on to something there. A bit like in England, I think I may have said this before, a bit like in England, there was a series called The In-Betweeners. And the boys in Grommets, in this comic, they remind me of that comedy show in England. Absolutely superb. Also superb is this, and I think I may have mentioned this before, and I mean, wrapped in a glorious Terry and Rachel Dodson cover. I mean, if anyone can do Zatanna, then they are going to do a cover for it. And this, for me, is a complete... This reminds me of the old Vertigo titles, and I know they've relabeled it, Black Label, blah blah blah. But there's something about this, the quirky nature of it. It doesn't necessarily have to be horrific. It doesn't have to be sweary or sexual. Everything Vertigo was. It just means that you're dealing with adult themes. This was a surreal issue in her journey through this story. And like I say, any one of these books could have been Book of the Week. I've got to say, I struggled with my top 5 to choose a Book of the Week. On to Distillery, and oh guys, these are, I know I've been posting on Threads, I've been gushing about Distillery because I realised that I've bought every single book they've brought out. I've bought. And I've enjoyed, and I've bought all 3 issues. What they do is they release them as 3 issues of a complete storyline by creator-owned creators. I don't know where I was going with that. I sent myself up an alleyway with that, didn't I? Anyway, 3 issues, all creator-owned. This, Azzarello and Stephanie Phillips, glorious. Oh, I thought I'd had my favourite until this week, and now it's this one. But they've done it again. They've literally done it again. Distillery. But what I'm going to do is choose my Book of the Week as this. Yeah, and only because this magazine, they started off so poorly. They really did. The print quality, then the second issue. Oh, they had the first 2 issues of this magazine were so mired in, and it was technical. It wasn't creative. It was the technical side of things, to be fair. So it's squarely on the I blame the publisher, not the creators, because you still had great stories and great artwork, but just blurred out by bad printing and paper and yeah. But this now, we are talking Conan, Solomon Kane, and a few other Robert E. Howard characters, and I think that's what's made this, for me, my book of the week, because I'm a long time Conan fan. So that might be a controversial one for you as a pick out of all these 5, but I think it deserves it because Titan have turned it around from the debacle of the first 2 issues. Issue 3, a lot better. Issue 4, even better. So I think deservedly they should be book of the week. So that's my top 5 and my book of the week. But honourable mentions in the meanwhile. This continues to be, I mean, this issue is just a fight. Love it. Like, come on. Does everything it says on the tin. Jason Aaron, Doug, I don't know how do you pronounce his surname? Monk. Doug Monk? Anyway, doesn't matter. He's artist par excellence, Aaron, writer. I won't say par excellence because it does waver with me. But that is a hit. A bona fide hit. And if you're not getting it, wait till the trade comes out and that'll be a good one because DC won't overprice it. Talking about overpricing, how much did they charge me for this? Yeah, look, here's another $7.99. 85 years of Marvel and they produce one comic. It's a joke, really. I mean, they really, really don't care anymore. But nevertheless, this is a good anthology of different creators, different styles. For me, I just got it for Captain Britain. Alan Davis, a story written by, an Excalibur story written by Alan Davis, drawn by Alan Davis, end of. They've got a nice kind of manga style story. They've got old Scrooge in here as well. I forget his first name. Steve Scrooge, like a Contest of Champions story. That's pretty decent. And they've also got Ms. Marvel in there. I don't know why. She came along about, I don't know, 5-6 years ago, really, and hasn't been successful. They've had to cancel every single title that character has been in. They've had to cancel. Yet they still flog that dead horse and put her in the 85th anniversary of Marvel. I don't get it. I get Deadpool. Obviously, I'll get Spider-Man. Obviously, I'll get Wolverine. I don't know about Nightcrawler. And I really don't get Captain Britain, but I'm glad they did put him on there because that's why I bought it. But overall, and if you like Miss Marvel, then you're going to enjoy it even more than I did because I enjoyed that. Except for that one, really. Hellblazer. I would love to see this as a regular monthly. Again, it's only going to be 12 issues. We're 8 in, so, we've still got 4 more months. And thank you, DC and Simon Spurrier, for giving us this. It's great. And then the demons in, is it Demon? What's he called? Etrigan? Whatever it is. He's in that as well, as you can see. And it is awesome. And I think I've mentioned that one before as well. And I definitely know I've mentioned this one before, but it's still good. It continues to be as mad as a bag of frogs. But I think it's Momoko's artwork that lends it a lightness. It doesn't make it. I think if the artwork was too dark or the artwork was if everything was a bit too serious and po-faced, this would not be working. It would be boring. But it's a bunch of kids. I mean, it's the essence of X-Men, really. It's a bunch of kids struggling to. They're struggling with. Well, about the right thing to do, which is at the core of X-Men, of Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. and it's a bunch of kids, literally trying to find the right way, to find the right path, and I love it for that, and I do love Peach Momoko as a creator. I'm not sure if she's quite the best writer yet, but no, that is a good. It's delightful, and I do enjoy. I enjoy the madness of it all, but how long I can put up with that, I don't know. And that'll be a good test. Good test of my patience, my comic book reading patience. And the last one, to round out the top 10, as always, I think every month this has come out, Sacrifices. There is obviously a new artist, Andre Lima Arujo. He's on the artwork rather than Max Fumara, is it? Fumara, the co-creator. He's obviously, Fumara, Max Fumara. His artwork has been beautiful. But I've got to say what a worthy successor the artist on this book is at the moment, and great storyline. And we're still following Pigeon and the gods, his fight against the gods, and it's all going wrong. And there's still a turning point that we have not yet reached. So, if anything, I think Sacrifices might be one that we'll read better in the trade, or omnibus, or graphic novel, whatever form of definition you want to give it. And again, I will just mention quickly before the scroll, just leaving the back page blank is a real cop out. I do. I know. I'm sorry if I'm making your eyes roll, guys. I'm sorry if I am. But look what they did with Zatanna. So that, and look at all the information you need. Everything you need. This is issue 3. So do I want to get issues 1 and 2? Maybe. Or am I interested in this and I'll keep it in my head and I'll get the trade paperback in a couple of months' time? Look at that. Why waste? Why waste your back page just doing that? As much as I love Grommets, why do that? No, come on, guys. You've got to liven up a bit. And yeah, I know I keep on about it. I should really set up a mission. I should set up a charity to make the comic book back page charity. To make it, you would never buy a paperback book, and then the first thing you do, the cover, that's great, and then you flip it over. And if there was nothing on the back page of that book, you'd go, oh, that's great. So I've got to buy it on the cover alone. Lazy. Anyway, lecture over. I'm not going to go on about that anymore because I go on about. I give myself 1.5 million every week, don't I? Join me after the scroll if you want to see a deep dive. But alert, spoilers. If you want to see a deep dive on my top 5, join me after the scroll. If not, I chapterise it and just join me for the cover of the week. Come on, have some fun. Just let yourself go. If you don't want to see the spoilers and you haven't picked up your books, let's just have some fun with comic book covers. Join me, please, after the scroll. Okay then, guys. So first up, AVA, Avengers versus Aliens versus not Avengers versus anyway, AVA. Glorious cover. To be fair, the marketing around this has been quite intense. Like I said previously, this price point is ridiculous, but guys, honestly, you're in for a treat when you, and like I said, spoiler alert. But here we go straight away. You're right in it. You're right into it straight away. Here we go. The little scree from the aliens. and they're on Earth, and they are battling Earth's mightiest warriors. So enough said. So yeah, it kicks off with Black Panther fighting them. It's had Ribick's artwork. As always, it's so jarring, isn't it? But they don't do many adverts. What I will say, for $7.99, they don't do much of this. I just wish they'd just put it all in the back. But the story flows marvellously. Hickman, for a change, is quite concise with his storytelling. So even these 4 panels, he's summing up quite a lot of the history leading up to where we are. Poor old Apocalypse, he don't know what to do. You know, do we want to see Apocalypse fighting aliens? Of course we do. There is plenty of action. Here's poor old Bruce. Look, here he is in his later years. Beautiful panel of comics to pause, to have words, pictures, words, pause. Love it. I'll give Hickman top marks for that. Just to know when to shut up. And I think Hickman, yeah, he's guilty of not knowing when to. But in this, I think it's a nice balance. Yes, it is an Elseworlds tale. You know, you've got old Miles Morales here. You've got Valeria Richards. Here comes the Hulk. But it's really done. It is done very, very nicely. I was pleasantly entertained with this tale, I've got to say. There's enough intrigue going on. You know Hickman's going to give you words and people, but interspersed with some... It was a good issue 1 set up with enough, you know, look at this, Alien versus Hulk. I've never thought of that before, but yeah, what's he going to do about it? What would he do? Here's the acid blood, etc. Love it. Containment breach, all the usual tropes. So yes, guys, like I say, all 5 of these books, for different reasons, would have been my book of the week. But that, overpriced as it is, I don't know if I want to tell everyone to go out and buy it for $8, but it is a good read. It's just a good comic. I'm sorry, it just is. It's great art. It's just a great... Yeah, it is. It's a good read. And this has been a good read. This is 4 issues out of 4. The story of these guys, these young teenagers in California in the 80s. And here we go. This is film night. And here's the hero of the hour and the girl that fancies him. Here's his dad that's telling him that they've got to move. They're going to move again. And all of the angst that ensues from that. You know, it's just... This is the angry teenager issue. The artwork is beautiful. The artwork is so perfectly pitched between cartoon and letting us know where we are. You know, the research into, you know, that early 80s, maybe mid 80s fashion and just, yeah, everything is pitched perfectly with this. Rick Remender, forget the artists, forgive me, Brian Posen. It's glorious. Here he is, like he's bringing out his Scorpions vinyl LP, vinyl album. I love it. Just love all this stuff. Honestly, it is a delight. And I think even what I do believe is that even for a younger audience that doesn't get the cultural references, even, you know, getting on the bong and, you know, inviting all your mates round, I think we can all, for a party while your parents are away, I think we can all identify with that. Like 2 best friends arguing. I think we can identify with that. I think, anyway. And I think that's where Rick Remender. But for me, all these little subtle 80s references, like, a movie night, watching Escape from New York. And then they're doing like little scenes from the film Plissken, Snake Plissken, and he's trying to get his arm around the girl. Oh, love it. Love it. Smooth. And she even says, look, smooth move. Cooler than Snake Plissken? No one is cooler than Snake Plissken. So, I don't know. I just found this perfectly pitched. Nothing that's too abhorrent. There's no. Yeah, it's just such a light-hearted approach. Even though he's on the bong and he's smoking a fag and all the rest of it, it's nothing. It's nothing kind of grungy or grimy. It's nice. Just not nicely, and like I say, that still could have been a book of the week. This, I think it was one of my book of the weeks, either issue 1 or 2. Gorgeous Terry Dodson cover. It's going to drag you in anyway. But this book is, and it's Javier Rodriguez's artwork that makes this, again, it's light, but without being meaningless or inconsequential. Javier's artwork, Rodriguez's artwork, it makes this a glory, like these kind of like surreal moments in the story. It really is an enjoyable read. It's serious stuff because it's dealing with Zatanna's kind of origins and her dad, what happened to her dad, and her part in her father's death and all the rest of it. But nevertheless, look at this. It's lovely stuff. Panels like this, and the character that's just turned up with the rabbit ears. The destroyer of souls, and he's a light-hearted romp through Magic Land, and it's a delightful story where she has to confront. Basically, Zatanna has to confront her inner demons, but they're doing it in a really nice. Tamaki, is it? Yeah, Tamaki is doing it in a really nice way. I've got a soft spot with the character Zatanna. Yeah, glorious. Not nicely done. And now we're on to 2 big boys. And like I say, any one of these could have been cover of the week. And sorry if I can't bend this one out of shape or anything like that, but Brian Azzarello has teamed up with Stephanie Phillips. And for anyone who knows a character called the Stainless Steel Rat by Harry Harrison in book form, and was a character that was adapted in 2000 AD. This is a futuristic tale of ex-cons on. It's a little bit like Ocean's 11 set in the future. Yes, I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that, guys. It's Ocean's 11 set. Artwork, I love the way. I love the way these panels kind of literally kind of sit in. I love the way these pages have been constructed by the artist, who is Daniel Zelez. I don't know where Daniel's been, but this artwork, even again, these panels, it's a wonderful thing. And Distillery have done it again. They literally, look at the colouring on this as well. Who's the colourist? Lee Luffridge, of course, one of the stalwarts of comic book colouring at the moment. Glorious. And it's a sci-fi. Yes, it's set in the future. It's a sci-fi, bank heist romp. Like I say, think Ocean's 11 crossed with, I don't know, a futuristic story. So if I don't know where I was going with that. But look at the artwork, it's nice. Very, very nice. As always, the distillery books are on point with everything. Storytelling, artwork, colouring, packaging, these nice square band formats, the covers, everything's nice. This is my favourite. You can see all the diamonds on the cover because that's the heist. It's the diamond heist, like I say. A bit of Ocean's 11 going on. Up until this week, and this book come out, it was Blasphemous, which was my favourite distillery book. But anyway, that's overtaken. So, fair play. But book of the week, guys, I've got to, and it does deserve it. Conan. And they're kicking off this Battle of the Black Stone storyline. And it's the artwork that and it's all, look at this. Look at that for an image. Nick Marinkovic. Yes, that's what we want. Whatever that is, yeah, bit of writing, yeah, lovely. And then into the artwork, the main storyline. And the artist is Fernando Dagnino. But it's powerful. It's really this black. I love being a UK comic book collector of 50 odd years, in black and white, in grey tone, and just a little bit of white, just to draw the eye to the main character. Nice, very, very nicely done. Love it. And then you've got Patrick Zerka's Solomon Kane. Beautiful stuff. If anything, it's in danger of overshadowing the Conan story, the Solomon Kane storylines in this magazine. Love it. But it's great. It's great that they are vying for attention. Sorry if I'm trying to get because it's oversized format, I'm trying to just keep it in the camera. But I love, look at how powerful these panels are. You know, when you get one shot and movement, one shot, movement. I love it. Such a well-paced comic book story. Like I say, spoiler alerts, blah blah. Then we've got more links to the Blackstone, Bloodstone, whatever it is. What is it? Is it Black or Bloodstone? Blackstone. So we've got another link here. This is the character from who is it? Brissa. Is her name Brissa? Yeah, I think it is the woman that since the new comic episode 1 has been. It's her. Basically, this is her, and this little bit of backstory. So that's what I'm trying to get. I think it is Brissa, and again, it's good. It's very good. It's very, very good. And that's it. Ends there, and then you've got another little bit of backstory. Eric Donovan as the artist, again, a nice art job, a nice black and white art job with grey tones and that old-fashioned feel. And for all of this, I've honestly got to say, guys, I do love it. And I'll tell you what I really did enjoy. Oh, here we go. This is a bit more of an anime style, but nevertheless, offer it up. Give it to us. Offer it up, and I'll have it. It's good. It's good. It's not Conan, but it's Robert E. Howard. So, yes, I will accept it. And the same as this is what Ron Mars back. I mean, I forget the last time I've read a Ron Mars story, but love it. But I'll tell you what, I've just got to show you, before I go, I've just got to show you this illustration in the back. Not that one, as beautiful as it is. Mike Perkins, who did the Batman. He's a great artist, Mike Perkins, who done the Batman, what was it called? Set in 1939. The White Knight, First Night. Batman First Night. Lovely. But look at this. I love it. All Robert E. Howard's like characters, all in one go. I don't know. It just warmed the cockles, guys. It just warmed my cockles to see it. And I think because my cockles were so warm, I think that's what made this my book of the week. I know it might be a little bit unexpected if you follow my channel, very far, but for any length of time. But what is gonna be the cover of the week? Now that isn't exactly, I've got to say, that isn't exactly the best Conan cover, is it? I love that. I love this cover. I love it. That says everything. Rabbits out of the hat. It's a story about magic, but you've got aliens and Avengers on that cover. And there were two other comics that I haven't mentioned in my top 10, but are still great comics nevertheless, but they just didn't make it. It was a strong week. Infernals, I think that's a deliciously evil cover. I love, artistically, I think that is a wonderful cover. And if you're going to sell a horror comic with twists in the end, pulling on your light bulb, is that the one? Is that the cover? But I think in a week of, I've got to say, there hasn't been a lot of competition this week for cover of the week, and it isn't Conan, it isn't Hello Darkness, it isn't as glorious as all, artistically glorious as all these are. Dodson's, as always, spot on. It's got, come on, it's just got to be that. Avengers and aliens. I'm sorry. It's just got to be that. If you're going to sell a comic, Captain America throwing his shield at me, Iron Man blasting me, and Captain Marvel looking at me aggressively while they're being attacked by an alien. Yeah, all day long. All day long. So that's my cover of the week, guys. And I hope, if you followed me this far, I really do sincerely hope you've enjoyed. I hope you found it fun, entertaining, but also appreciate that I appreciate the fact that you're still here and you love comics the same as I do. So, until next time, I'm going to bid everyone who's still left adios.